compassionate, caring, even loving.
They're like fantastic. It's like a family. They're marvelous people, helpful.
Warmth and dignity.
They really love what they do.
Amazing coworkers. We go above and beyond.
Professional and yet also compassionate.
I just felt so nurtured and so beautifully taken care of by both those nurses and all the staff from then on.
My name is Christy Reed, and this is my daughter Amelia. She is 4.5 months, born here on November 17th at the birthplace. I had a wonderful experience. I've heard great things about the birthplace before I came here, and they certainly delivered. I never felt that I was in a hospital environment, which is very much what I wanted. I felt like my wishes were well respected while I was in labor.
My name is Peggy Akers. I'm a nurse practitioner. I work at Healthcare for the Homeless in Portland, and I am also a patient at Mercy Hospital. I think that, you know, one of the things that I have really seen coming here to Mercy as not only a patient but as a healthcare provider is just how each patient is treated with you know, the same, you know, warmth and caring and dignity that everyone else is.
I'm Deb Sweat. I'm the manager of the Wound Healing Center and Hyperbaric Therapy and the Diabetes Center and the Infusion Center at Mercy Hospital. The physical healing is only one aspect of healthcare. You have the emotional healing, I think, is what Mercy does really, really well, to really look at him as a whole person and know that there are so many different layers to each person. There's the physical layer, the emotional layer, the spiritual layer. And we have those resources here all across Mercy Hospital to help us support those patients.
I'm Erica. I've been a member of the Mercy community for 4 years. We have doctors, we have nurses, we have physical therapists, we have chaplains, we have care managers, social service people, and we all work together as a team to really involve the patients, their family members. We work really hard to meet all of the needs of our patients, the physical needs, the psychological needs, the spiritual needs, and we really work hard as a team to bring all of those needs together, and I think we do a great job doing that.
I'm Harry Conkle, live here in Portland. A few years ago, when my wife had finished her treatment for cancer of the larynx, she had been told she was finished. It was 10 years after her initial route and everything looked good. And about 2 months after that, she began having trouble staying awake and waking up in the mornings. So I brought her down to Mercy. Children met me here. We went to the ER, and 30 minutes later she was up in the intensive care unit on a ventilator. Over the next 3 years she continued to improve, but there were setbacks all along, and eventually we brought her here, and 3 days later she died. And that was almost 3 years ago. The people in the critical care were, I still consider them friends today. The right people at the right time in the right place.
Working at Homeless Health for all these years, I take great pride in trying to get every one of my women patients in for their mammograms, and Mercy has always been the place where we've sent our patients. So when I I got my mammogram a year before, and then a year later I noticed that I had a change in my breast, and so I went to my doctor, and I ended up having a biopsy and learned late on a Friday night that I had breast cancer. And the first thing that I could think of when I got called was that I needed to find Kathy and Elizabeth, who were two nurses at the breast care center at Mercy. I paged them and they called me back, and I had an appointment on Monday to see Dr. Mullen, and I was able to go home that night and tell my family that I, had breast cancer and that I had a plan. And I will never forget how from that day on I just felt so nurtured and so beautifully taken care of by both those nurses and all the staff from then on.
I've worked at Mercy Hospital now for coming on to 32 years. Nursing has changed a lot, I think, for the better. Nursing has embraced technology, but what we have an advantage of, I feel, at Mercy Hospital is that we've maintained that family, patient-focused feel that is sort of one of the hallmarks of nursing care.
I'm most proud of my work as a nurse when I know I can help people in their greatest time of need, which is really why I became a nurse. You just see people when they're the most vulnerable, and it makes me proud to think that I do work that maybe will make it easier for patients when they're at their greatest time of need.
My name is Carmen Ackerman. I'm a patient of 3 departments. That is the wound care clinic, pulmonology, and my primary care also is from Mercy. A few years ago, I was going to lose my leg, and there was a man here called Dr. Keller. He checked my leg. He told me I got an experimental thing to do. Would you do it? I signed. I said, yeah. My leg is still here. It's healing day by day, and no regrets. I come 2 times a week to do the wound care, and my experience with them is fantastic. They sit down, talk to you. They look for alternatives. I don't know, I just feel safe. I come here and it's like a family, from the guard to the nurses to the volunteers. They all know you, they call you by name.
My name is Jerry Wallace.
And I'm Marilyn Wallace, Jerry's wife. I was very impressed with the staff at Mercy, the X-ray department. Jerry was a very sick man, and I thank God every day that Mercy was there, because I wouldn't have had Jerry. Sorry, I kind of like him, so. They basically told me I wouldn't have had Jerry that weekend any longer than that weekend if he hadn't had the pains in his stomach and we went to Mercy. And today, Jerry and I spend most of our days laughing. We laugh at nothing. We laugh at anything.
Everything.
And I cannot say enough. Thank you.
I really don't
Mercy.
think I have laughed since about 1999 when I broke my hip.
I have exceptional nurses in my area, exceptional staff in all my areas.
Kathy and Elizabeth were both there for me from the very beginning. With my family, and when I went in for surgery and when I came out of surgery, and they just stood by me the entire way through, you know, the emotional and the physical bumps in the road, and I'm really grateful to them.
Well, in my mind, they're marvelous people. There are a lot of good people in the world, and a lot of them live here in Maine. But the people that helped me with my wife are, without a doubt, the very best. They were businesslike, professional, and yet also compassionate, and were worried as much about my well-doing and our children's well-being as they were for her.
When you see a staff member walking with a patient and talking and having a conversation, that conversation, that connection with that patient is something that I see every single day in every place I go in this hospital. It's a great thing to see.
I will never forget that day that they told me that maybe my leg was going to be gone. I mean, I've been hospitalized here many times, and it's like come back to the family, hey, visiting after a long time of not being here.
I think they did a real good job, and they did treat us with respect, and believe it or not, I'm still alive and feeling a lot better.
No matter where I was or who I was talking to, they were always very helpful. Can we do anything for you?
I've sat in the emergency room for hours at night with a young homeless teen, and you know, I could have been his mother. Nobody really knew, you know, who I was, and I just watched as throughout the whole night how, you know, homeless patients came in, many different patients came in, and how they were treated, and I felt we are so privileged to be just a tiny part of their lives, and when we are part of their lives for that little time, it can make such a huge difference, you know, in their lives, just knowing that people care, and then they go off and, you know, take the next step of maybe caring for somebody else. So I think as you know, as people, as nurses, as providers, we're really blessed to be able to be part of their journey.